So today, in this vast expanse of nothing, we have to build a factory. The reason for this is because we're gonna combine some elements to make some money. We get things like fire and water, earth and air, you know, the basics. And if we give them just a little bit of time, then they start to spawn, and some of them have different properties, like these guys fall, and if they fall long enough, then they actually turn into a shooting star, which is kind of cool. But these guys don't really weigh anything, so they don't move. But they're also not really gonna combine into anything just by being where they are. So instead, we can put a conveyor this way and this way right from the beginning, and then off the end here, we can set up some combiners. Now, all these cost money, so we're gonna need to start selling these pretty soon in order to actually make a living out of this. But they actually don't stick around long enough to combine. So let's just put down a wall here and there. That should keep them in place. And then they combine and make something new, like dust, which also falls into a shooting star. And the other thing is some steam, which rises forever and ever, and then it becomes something new there. And we can track all these, and as you can see, there's a lot of stuff to combine. But these blocks do have value, so if we just go ahead and go into the menu here and hit sell, we can sell the steam for 4 coins. And then the dust sells for 4 coins as well. And the shooting star should sell for quite a bit, but it's 0. It doesn't sell for anything. Ether, on the other hand, sells for 6. So we can get a little bit of money there, but we really don't want to go into the menus to have to sell every time. So let's just go ahead and buy a disassembler with some of the money that we have, which will sell element blocks automatically. And there are some other things, but we can't afford everything quite yet. But I suppose a pusher wouldn't be so bad. And let's just go ahead and place those down really quick. You can be placed right here. Well, actually, we should wait till you rise, and then we can sell you. Disassemble right there. So you pause, and then you get sold. So now we can automatically sell ether right as it transforms. That's perfect. Also, every time these elements change into something else, and we're getting a little bit of mana, but that'll be used later. For now, the system is okay, but we can definitely do better with it. For one, we can place down some more generators in a formation like such as, maybe not those two together. Let's get some fire and earth next to each other, because those go well together. But air and water, whoops, can go over here. Oh, we're actually short a little bit of money. But in the meantime, what we can do over here, I guess, is jumpstart that process. This is not what I wanted. Need some conveyors over here to go up like this, and then you move over like that, and then they all go to a new combiner, which is also expensive. I do also like that the air is just sitting there wide-eyed. But now we sell this guy to get him out of the way, and then the combiner goes over here, and then we can see just what these two get. Actually, the fire can't go together like that. So let's just reset that process really quick, which we actually might need a little bit more room to do this properly. But we can get one together and see how it goes. And we get lava, which is also falling at a rapid pace. So we get more shooting stars. Ooh, hold up, that earth block was shiny. What was that about? We'll have to find another one, I guess, but we could also definitely use a little more room here. So let's just get another conveyor in here to get everything lined up properly. And we can also hold on to some blocks in our inventories. So why don't we hold on to the shooting star for a little bit, and maybe we can figure out something to do with it, aside from just letting it fall forever. Because it's not worth anything, and since those really aren't worth anything after they turn into shooting stars, let's get some more selling blocks set up if we can. But of course, those are also really expensive. So we might have to sell the generator here so we get 150 back, and now we have enough to set up 2 things. But I kind of just want both of those to come over here, and then the conveyor can bring them all to the cellar. That should work well enough. And sure enough, it does. They get caught and then immediately transformed into money. The best kind of transformation. But the lava block is also worth 4, so it is like a tier system on how far they've been transformed and then how much they're worth, it seems like. And then the air is just there, staring into your soul. Well, we can still get some more basic combinations set up right after the money gets rolling. Ooh, there's another shiny earth block. Hold on, pause you. What are you about? I kind of want to just hold on to you because you seem special. It's shiny. It doesn't even have to change color palette. Okay, now we have enough for a water generator, so you can go there, but these also have weight, so we really can't hold on to this for too much longer, but thankfully we do have 1 conveyor at least to just move it out of the way until they start blocking everything, like the blocks they are. Let's sell you 3, and then, wow, why don't we just sell all of you? Oop, sold that too soon. But this shiny earth block here is really interesting. Is this shiny worth more? Let's sell you. It was worth 2, and all the normal stuff is worth 1, so I guess it is a little more. But when it's a space element like that, it really isn't worth much. Oh, but there goes a shiny lava block. How much is that worth? That's worth 8, so it doubles their cost. Very good. Okay, now we can find all the pieces to go here. So now we can see what air and water combine into, and it becomes fizzy water. What? I'm not sure that's fully how that works, but it also seems to fall. So we also have some challenges with these blocks. Sell 100 coins worth of this element. And they also have challenges for all the other blocks, but we are well on our way to completing the basic ones. But we can also still start to sell things, which is also keeping the steam from getting passed to turn into ether. So we might have to move this over slightly. Thankfully though, that's very easy to do. Just be over here. And then this would actually result in a lot of ether being made. So let's just sell these bunch and then let the steam turn into ether all on its own. Or it didn't travel high enough because it stopped. There, so now we're back to making ether. But we're also gonna need some selling capabilities over here. So thankfully we can afford a disassembler. Let's just get you set up right there. So, wow, we need to sell 100 coins worth of this with only 4 at a time, so that'll take a little bit. Let's work on something else. And looking in the compendium, we can start to make some other things, so we haven't combined water and earth yet. So I would like to just clone all of this production, but sadly that cost 500. And this bar over here is also filling up, so when that does get filled, it'll be a very good time. Oh, challenge completed. Very nice. Because that was transforming copies of this element into other ones without combiners. And because it was just raising into ether, it was doing it all on its own. And those challenges also give us progress towards this bar here. Now I think I would like to start combining something like this dust here into a better element that's worth a little bit more money, because earning 4 or 6 coins at a time is not very ideal. But the water here just got shiny, so that's cool. It's too bad that the steam doesn't stay shiny though. Hey, but we completed the fizzy water challenge, so that's 100 coins worth of that. Ooh, and it just sold for shiny fizzy water. Very nice. Now we can clone this, set it up over here, I guess. Or we could just stay in line with it, whatever it is, and then move it later. But we do need to swap out the fire here for water, which I'm pretty sure is just gonna be something like mud. And oh, never mind, it's wood. Wow. Oh, and it just turned into a shooting star because it falls that far. But now our star shower meter is filled up. Let's not trigger that quite yet. This wood is interesting. It's also flammable. If it comes into contact with a burning block, it'll be transformed into another block, so like fire. Or lava is also burning. I do like that idea. And it's also a challenge to burn flammable blocks with them. So why don't we pause the falling of lava quick and then see what happens with the wood because of that. So it sits here and then it lands there and it just turned into coal. Sweet. But the coal, it looks like, is not burning. It's just weighted, but it is worth 6. So it would be worth that to fall and then get sold as well. So let's just have them all go down that way, although some of them might be a little tall, but thankfully they're stopping each other now in a weird arrangement like so. Kind of alternating lava and coal, but it's also keeping the chart or the dust from necessarily getting all the way there. This is a little strange, but we could definitely set up a better wood burning system than this, which I feel like we're gonna need to because it is backing up a long way. So here, let's just sell all of these elements in a line. That just got us 50, very nice. But I suppose now might be a good time to use the pusher, and we can also sort it to be specific. Push the block in front if it is the element anything, which we can also change. So push it if it's coal. Get rid of this. So now it pushes, it turns into coal, and then it gets pushed. Beautiful, that's working. But we also might need to move the cell conveyor line here just a little bit up, which is no problem at all. Oop, don't want to sell it. Move it up so that things don't all fall all the way down and turn into shooting stars that are surprisingly worthless. But this should work a little bit better. And they all get queued up to sell. Hopefully that queue doesn't back up though, but I feel like it might. And can we use the dust for anything else? Let's check the compendium. Show recipes that use a block. Only shooting stars. Okay, so dust is just dust. Although there is still an undiscovered thing with fire and air. So now we clone these two things here just to be up like that, just to see what happens. There is a cell piece right here, so it can still fall if it does fall, but you need to become a fire generator. So 2 weightless things together, oh, backed up a little bit. Together they make smoke. Wow, which also rises straight up, so that could also make some more ether. But I do want you to go over to the selling thing here. So you rise up that high, so we should put this up that high as well, so it can be in line with it, and then they all get conveyed over to here. There we go, that works. Oh, we completed a lava challenge. Burn 50 flammable blocks. Very simple. But that also reminds me, we still haven't used a star shower yet, so why don't we go ahead and do that? Because it also just turns everything into a little bit of an overdrive for a little bit, and it lasts for a while. So this would be a good way to make money quicker, even if it's not too much at a time. Ooh, that was a shiny ether that just sold there. Or no, all the blocks are double. So that's even better. Now, I think this is all the basic element combinations that we can do, because the elements don't combine with themselves, so we should be good here. But there are still some basic elements that we haven't discovered yet. So what are you? Lava and air by using a combiner. Interesting. Okay, so now the lava can go somewhere else, but we also need some air to go here too. So we might be able to just set it to spawn right on the conveyor belt. But it also has very poor timing in its spot, getting blocked by the lava right at the worst possible moment. So that works better. And then we need a combiner on the end of the track here. So those two combine and they make stone. Wow. Now how do we make a rock? Ooh, that's worth 8. We should definitely start selling that right now. Just sell it immediately. It will not be missed. It'll be thanked instead. And it sells quicker than the combining can be backed up, which is good. Now we just need a shiny stone to sell for 16, which I think also opened up the door for another element right next to it. Sure enough, it did. And it's one thing that happens from 2 different combinations. So we take the stone and combine it with either air or water. In that case, we'll need to move this, and I might as well just set a conveyor right on the end here, because I'm pretty sure stones are affected by gravity last time I checked. But we'll get you going here, and then a combiner right on the end as well. So stone plus, oh, that's a bad spot to be. Oh, we completed the Earth challenge. What even was it? Have copies. All these just copies? All the basic elements are just copy challenges. No problem there. But now we have water combined with stone, and that's gonna make sand. Wow, pink sand. And that sells for 10. We are definitely getting some better money options here. I also just bought a second selling block, even though there was one right here that we put to the side. Well, at least that's a refund. But that is branching out pretty far away from everything, and I feel like this might not be the best layout, but you know what? It doesn't matter, we're in a void. And there goes the water challenge, definitely blazing through all those. Okay, next we have fizzy water and smoke combining, so it's a good thing that those are on the same side of the world over here. So instead of you going up, we need each of you to go out here, and then combine in the middle to go into a combiner this way, and hopefully they don't overlap too badly. Actually, oh, it was almost perfect, but that made acid. Weird. And that's also worth 10. And it's also a solvent. Metal blocks that come into contact with this will be dissolved. So we need to discover metals to start dissolving things, and I feel like that might be on the way. Let a shooting star fall on an earth block. Interesting. Well, that's what the dust is doing, so we finally have a use for that. It transforms right there, so we just need to let a earth block form here, and then shooting star. Whoa, what did that do? Okay, we completed wood challenge, cool. Let's dismiss. And then a meteorite, which is only worth 4, unfortunately, but that is cool. It's unrefined metal, so that is becoming even more interesting. I feel like we need a conveyor to go up here just so the earth isn't entirely connected to it, or at least that far, and then the pusher can detect a meteorite to turn into a shooting star again or something. I'm sure that works. Oh, but those two start dancing, but it still makes a meteorite, so I guess that's cool. And there's a fire challenge, very nice. And now we only have 1 element left in the basic elements here, which is a combination of a few things. So we combine 3 blocks with a combiner instead of just 2. So we're gonna need to set up a few things here in order to get all of this down. So let's see where everything is falling. Lava, coal, and the meteorite fall. Ooh, a shiny meteorite, hold on. Selling you, see how much you're worth. Oh, it's only 8? I forgot the meteorites were so cheap. But if we just set up the conveyor, before everything turns into that, then we can get a combiner here and then combine all 3 of them. Hopefully it's quick enough for all of them to work out, and oh, it looks like it is. Or not? Oh, it's fire, not lava. Why is it gotta matter beyond that? But we need a little more work here. We don't need to catch lava and then just set a fire thing over here. That should be enough. Get those 3 together. The order doesn't matter, and then we get copper. Wow, very cool, we're discovering metals. Ooh, that means we should be able to dissolve this, right? We need the acid. So why don't we just move up this whole line here, because that doesn't need to take up too much space actually. And then we'll sell this earth here just to try and reset as much of it as possible. But now that a stone is in production, with the timing a little weird, is it enough? It doesn't seem like it. I wonder if it's time for another machine then. We can take a toggle conveyor, which if I know automation games, it should be something like a switch. And sure enough, that's exactly what it looks like. So we could have 1 air creator. So we get 1 here, and then the toggle will go that way or that way, and then it can go down on either side here. Hopefully that doesn't congest being so close to the things. But first you go that way, which is actually preferred, and then you go that way, and then hopefully the lava gets here soon enough, and it looks like it does. Oh, I think we got it. I think we have a solid path for sand, and it looks like we do. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, it's actually getting a little bit backed up here. So not quite. Is the lava just taking that too long to get into position that the timing is ever so slightly off? Oh, hey, we got the meteorite challenge. What was that even? Use this element as an ingredient in combiners. Easy enough. And of course I look away and don't see where I messed up. I think the problem is that it's like a 2-to-1 ratio with the air being over here and the lava getting over here. So we need to find another purpose for the lava. I guess what we could do is set up another toggle over here. So it either goes that way or it goes this way where it can be sold, I guess. Just to time it out a little bit better. I'm really hoping that works. I'll time that properly. So first they go this way. They're on their way to making lava, even though the fire is shiny. That's cool. So first the lava goes this way, and then the next lava goes that way, and then it's basically a reset. So I think we got it. A little bit of lava byproduct to never hurt anybody. It's been happening for a little bit now, and nothing's fouled up. Good, we got this worked out. And we completed a coal challenge. I don't even know what that was. Use this element in combiners. Okay, cool. We do have another star shower, so since we have everything worked out properly, let's just go ahead and boost it. And that'll give us a little bit of time to figure out some other things, because we did see some recipes that required the ether to do other stuff. Same with the shooting stars, which I guess means that we could set up some more dust makers, because that's basically all dust is good for, unless the compendium says differently. Sure enough, that's all it is. So let's just take you like so, bring you over here for testing purposes, and then all we gotta do is let you fall until you become a shooting star, and then you need to become something else, which you almost fall perfectly onto that, but I guess if you fall far enough, then you just disappear on your own altogether. Interesting, but now we need the shooting star to hit air, so it does, oh, hey, it did! We got a luck block. Wow. What does this do? Concept of luck. Recipes that use luck have a chance to produce a lesser block. What does that even mean? Every luck block used in a recipe has the probability to produce the expected block? I don't even know what that means. So we add it to recipes and it might do something else? I think that's what I'm getting from this. What if we add it to down here? That's gonna make stone. Will that do something else? So they don't go together there. I guess it relies on recipes having a little bit of probability. So in that case, we're gonna need to find something else. Maybe something exotic or unique? We don't have any idea of what this is, but it needs to be in a 3x3, so that's cool. There's this rainbow one, which we do have blocks of different colors. Enough of them, I think. We got orange, blue, dabba-dee-a-doo, brown, white. I think we do have enough different colors that we could do that. So why don't we just go ahead and store some blocks that definitely have the colors, like acid. Oh, we can't get that, it's too late for that. But now we can get it. So we have pink, green. The luck block is also green. This is yellow, I think. And the smoke, do we want to take the smoke? Let's take the steam. And then let's take this for the blue. So we need 7 and we have 6 right now, so we just need 1 more. And we also don't want them to synergize too early, but I think it'll be okay. The shooting stars actually might not survive this, so we probably shouldn't use those. And the ether goes up, so you need to be sandwiched between something. And then steam also goes up, so we'll sandwich those. That's 6, we need 1 more, so I guess we are taking something a little extra. Does the copper count as... It's orange, so we can't use that because we have lava. The stone is gray, but we don't have stone available right now, and I don't really want to interrupt time. Oh, but the coal counts as black. Let's go ahead and use this. And that should also fall down. Hopefully it doesn't dissolve anything in the acid. So all of these together should hopefully combine if we do this. And they are not oh, we have 2 greens. Okay, but at least nothing is destroying each other, so, oh. What the? What did that happen? Time? We just found time. Let ether block sit still for a whole clock turn. Wow. That is surprising. I was not expecting just to straight up make the concept of time. And that's worth 18. And it's purple, so we can still use it. Okay then. So acid cannot be used. Actually, let's use you and then take out luck, just so we can find something else to use this for. So we have blue, purple, orange, white, green, black. We don't have brown, so we could take this wood. And it's away from the lava, so it should be fine. Hopefully these work together. Oh, they are! Look at that! We got a rainbow! That is amazing! I want to hold on to you. Store this. Multicolored. Multicolored blocks are all the colors at once. Can be used in place of any colored block, but you can only use 1 per recipe. Very cool. And it's worth 50. Wow. If we could put together a reliable way to make rainbows, we could get a lot of money from this. Oh man, the challenge is to make it using 10 different combinations. I don't think we gotta worry about that though. We could definitely get the luck going over there with a slight change. That shouldn't interrupt any of the process, but we also need a pusher to just get luck out of the way. Combine a stone block and 2 luck blocks using a combiner. And it might produce a dust block instead. Interesting. Which I think we can set up a toggle. You can also buy this last one, a cross conveyor. That might make things a little easier. But let's see here. The stone needed to move up with 2 lucky blocks. So you can go that way. And actually you guys can come down this way, I think. Just to make it a little easier. Now we just have to hope that the stone can beat the luck here, and thankfully it can. So then 2 of these combining together with the stone can make... Okay, it made dust, and it had the chance of doing that, so that's fine. The stone can be backed up here, that's no issue. But then okay, it's still dust, so we're probably gonna have to wait for the actual luck to kick in here. And also this is getting backed up extremely. So we're probably gonna need to split the stone when it gets past here. And then we'll figure out something to do with it going up that way. So that'll put it in time with the luck to arrive as soon as this stone is done. And oh, hey, it's new, it's ruby. It's a ruby, very cool, and that's worth 24. Pretty good, I would say. Oh man, and the challenge is to generate wait, hold on. It has a gem property. You earn 10 coins at the end of every clock turn if this block is in your inventory. Oh, cool. Are there other gems? I don't know, but oh no, I lost it already. Oh, great. We'll have to wait for a new one to spawn there. But now to figure out with the stone up here. What else can the stone be used for? It looks like we discovered everything that it could be used for. Okay, then. And how did this get backed up again? You know what? Sell everything to do with over here. And of course, the fire is already conflicting with itself. How in the world did that happen? Oh, we deleted the lava here. Well, that also doesn't help. Okay, so that should be working better now, I hope. And yeah, the stones don't really do anything, so maybe we just sell those too. And now the stone has the luck has outpaced the stone here. Why is it we do one thing and then everything conflicts with itself? But hey, star power again. And the luck is not in a position to do this. Or us splitting the stone like this slowed it down enough for it to be an issue. Hopefully it hasn't though, and it was just a fluke. But I also do want to catch a ruby and have it in my inventory. Oh, there it is. Not letting you get away. You sit right there. You fit, you sit. Oh, and I guess time can also be used to lengthen recipes, which is interesting. But we can set up to sell this better, I think. So you turn into ether right here. So let's have you rise up a little bit. Stop there. You don't burst when you... Okay, you don't, thankfully. A pusher here to look for the concept of time. which is still a little weird. But then once it does, it can just sit right here. And then hopefully the ether, okay, you know what? It could stack up right there. I don't see a problem with that. It just needs to sit still for a whole clock turn and then it can sell, which is definitely gonna back this up, I think. And also the ether turns into time all the way down this way. So actually, we could set up a few sellers here and then clone this guy a whole bunch of times to look for all of those. But of course the steam here got upset. But is that just gonna reliably back itself up? It shouldn't, because multiple time blocks are being transformed at a time. So really, this shouldn't back itself up at all. Beautiful, we're basically earning 36 coins right here. Now I feel like we could definitely learn to use something with acid, because it kind of just does its own thing, and we don't know what goes into it yet. Dissolve 2 different blocks with the property metal in an acid block. So we have one, and that is copper being made here, but that's the only one. We can make another one though. Copper, fire, and coal. So we need to use copper even further with fire and coal? Oh, great. That means I have to change this around a little bit. Or clone it maybe. But in that case, let's sell these machines and put some more going this way. Get the cross conveyor here, should be fine. But now you go there, and then, okay, copper's being shoveled off to the side, which is what I want. And it's not interrupting the luck, but now you're doing that. And we need fire here too, with the copper. But now those 3 together, let's just do this really quick, and that makes iron. Wow. Not really sure that's how copper works, but oh well. So we have another metal, and it's also conductive. So we need to dissolve both of them at the same time is what I'm getting from this. You know what? It might just be better to just grab and do this manually just to see what happens. Oh, whoa, hold on, we got electricity out of that. Wow. Was not expecting that. And is that the only way to make electricity? Combine 2 different blocks with the property energy by using a combiner. We only have, oh, we do have 2, steam and electricity. But let's hold on to you. Why am I holding so many pieces of wood? So we get earth, we get wood, and then 2 things of time into a combiner. And that does take a while, but what is this making here? What are those eyes thinking? We get oil. Oh, weird. Yoink. Ooh, and oil's flammable too. And it's an accelerant. This block will instantly evolve the block that burns it. So the fire could turn into something cool, I think. So now we have copper coming in here, and we have iron coming in here. So we should be able to drop all of this onto some acid and then make electricity that way. What I'm hoping for is the acid doesn't congest. The copper does need to move a little bit more over, it looks like. But then once the, okay, hold up here. Placement's getting a little weird. But okay, so you get dissolved and then you get dissolved. This might be a good place to be. And then the pusher can push the electricity off to parts unknown. Just have to make sure this is working. And with the timing as it is, I think it might be working. Just needed a little manual intervention to make sure things weren't conflicting. Okay, so now we have a reliable source of electricity. That's awesome. And they sell for 62 a piece. Wow, that's very good. But let's see what else we can do. We still haven't gotten to exotic elements or unique elements yet. There is oil, but that takes quite a bit to do. But we do also have an oil block, so we can see what happens when we put oil on top of fire like this. And whoa, it made it into smoke. Wow, look at that. Now you're upsetting all the production. And it made the fire into yellow fire. Wow. You do the same thing, right? Actually, you might not do the same thing. It's weightless, it burns, it's evolving. Fire blocks evolve after consuming enough flammable blocks. Wow. So normal fire can do this with 5 blocks of just normal flammable stuff. Oh, very cool. And it's also energy. So if we had a reliable way of making yellow fire, then we could really get things rolling with this. So we could reliably make oil using this. So let's see, if we do that, that would be these things moving up here like so. But also we kind of need 3 of them, which is weird. Actually, the 3rd one can just be sold. We don't need to worry about that. But then those come over here. We do need the wood production, but then we also need just a normal earth one, which this will be a little weird to time because of the time block being necessary here. So what if we're just lucky with the placement here? And this is the other problem. This takes so long to produce that the wood just kind of backs up. And I guess the only other thing that we have that might be able to help us here is a puller, which is the same as a pusher in that it's logic based. Okay, now sure enough, things are still getting messed up here for reasons unknown. So this might be good. The yellow fire is consuming more things, so we should see a transformation there soon. Ooh, blue fire, hello. And does that go even further? Energy, combine blue fire and electricity. Well then, we could probably sort that out as soon as we get copper finished. Oh, that got zaptified. Wow, I forgot blocks could do that. So the copper is energized, very cool. So this actually might look good here. It's reliably producing electricity. Okay, so this might be set here. We just need a little bit of rinsing out. But now here's what I want to do. I want to store this blue fire. We can put a normal fire there. And now we have means of producing other things. So let's store the electricity here as well. And then just get a combiner set up somewhere, because that's the easiest way to discover these combinations, even if we don't have a factory set up. And just in case it falls away, we'll put this here. So that creates, whoa, plasma. Okay, that is cool right there. And it's also energy, and it's also conductive. It sells for 158.
Holy
wow.
moly.
Recipes that use this? Again with the energy things. So we might have to do that. We have one electricity, so let's just use the plasma since it's here. Electricity, both of those combined. Oop, well, that just energized it. Surely it can't energize it again. And sure enough, it can't. And we have entropy. I have no idea what that means, even though I've heard that word before. Concept of entropy. Recipes that use entropy consume coins. Each block used in a recipe increases cost by 100 coins? So there are recipes that require entropy and money to make. Like what? Nothing that we know yet, but it's one of the exotic elements. Along with plasma. Can we do anything else? We can have something go for a whole thing. Iron, yellow fire, and coal. I just want to know what this unique element is. And this is, okay, so this is the thing that we need all of these to make. 2 blacks and, oh boy, this. Let's see if we can get there. Just gonna speedrun these things, but also work on cleaning some of this up. We need time and oil to make things, because then we can make blue fire this way, since the oil transforms it like instantly. But we're also gonna store a couple of ethers. Oh wait, we just need 1. But you know what, that could go there, sure. And then we need 2 raw elements, so these are raw, into a combiner. The science combiner could be here, I guess. And then store the entropy for later. So we got raw, which should be below the ether, since it likes to float up like that. And then those combine into, hello, magic. Okay. This has to be where we use the mana points. Recipes that use magic consume mana. Yeah, there you go. And that is one of the things that needs black, and then magic and combiner. What is this, how we make black magic? Oh, and there's also white for this. Interesting. Okay, so we get wood to turn into coal, and I guess we need 2 of you. All right, so we have 2 things of coal. The magic is here, and we need to put these in a combiner. So first let's do the coal, which is the 2 black things and then magic, which don't go in a combiner? Oh, it's 2 different black blocks. Well then, that's annoying. Probably means we need 2 different white blocks as well. So I guess we could just have 1 air in here. So I guess we could do that one first because we have the means to. Put you there, and then those 2, there we go. We make light. Amazing. So this is probably darkness, and the light is one of the things that goes into whatever this exotic thing is with the entropy. So, okay, then it's the darkness. Are we about to create like a weird sort of life thing? But anyway, another black element, which is oil. So let's just get these lined up like so. Let it cook. Ooh, and it's a shiny. Makes me almost not want to use it, but we yoink it. And then these go together. We will store you for later. And then, oh, we need more magic. Thankfully, very easy to do. And now we get, yeah, darkness. With cat eyes. It's like looking into a void, but it's just a fuzzball. But now we have light and darkness and entropy, but we do need a second one to do the thing, and I think that was the one that was 2 energy sources. So those, yep, create more entropy, which is very good. And now, do we combine all these, or do they need something else special? They don't, it's just a combiner. That's my favorite. Light, dark, entropy, shuffle down, more entropy, into combiner, which is antimatter. Wow, ooh, look into that thing. That is cool. And it also has its own property. Any element that comes into contact with this element will be transformed into a void block. Is that, we have the means to do the thing, but we need 9 of these. Goodness. And I feel like I know what that symbol is leaning towards. But yeah, any block next to an antimatter block, we can do that very quickly. And hey, it's void. Oh, and he's got buck teeth. Oh, but that is also very cool next to each other. Void blocks can replace any other concept block in a recipe. Interesting, but you still need at least one of the original block. And concept blocks are all of these. Concept of luck, magic, all that, very cool. So void blocks could replace time, but that is also incredibly pricey, I feel like. Although it might work with the oil recipe because of time, but we don't have a reliable way of making void, I don't think. Unless that's what goes right next to this thing. Well, either way, we're not really worried about that anymore. Except we need 9 antimatter blocks, which I guess we could start setting up in a 9x9 arrangement out here. And sadly, the void doesn't work in reverse. To put any block next to a void block and then make antimatter that way, that would be too easy. Light, dark, and 2 entropies. This will take a little bit of time. Although while we're working on that, there's only a few elements that we haven't discovered yet. We almost have the whole list. This one should be easy enough. We just need a block of iron to hold on to, and then we need yellow fire somewhere, but of course there isn't any. And we also need sand, so let's take a stone here. Is there an air block that's not being used? Of course not, because the systems with the raw elements are, for the most part, working. I will say this is an interesting development over here, though. The charged copper blocks, it's all the acid needs to turn into electricity. That's really interesting. So they're just kind of in purgatory here, as the rest of the system is in purgatory by not working properly. Now we just have to let this do its thing until we get yellow fire, and yoink it. And now let's just take the air here since nothing is working right anyway, and then we combine that with stone to get sand, which is also what we need. And then how do these go together? Iron, yellow fire, and coal. Well, thankfully, there's a striking amount of coal. Ooh, shiny stuff too. And shiny smoke, no idea how that works, but also the blue fire over here is shiny. Almost makes me want to sell it. You know what, yeah, let's do that. 124 money. Even though we don't really need it right now, it's still fun to do that sometimes. Okay, so iron, coal, and then yellow fire go together and make silver. Wow, very cool. So that's another metal. How much are you worth? 72, and then we need the same thing with blue fire, but we need iron for that, of course. Thankfully, though, it's very easy to manipulate blocks and just get the element that we need. So if the yellow fire made silver, I bet this makes, oh, that actually doesn't go together? What did this need then? Oh, this is something else. Sand and time. Is this gonna make like a diamond? There's also another recipe that's sand, time, and a block of any color. Interesting. Well, never mind these, we could just sell those. It's been a day, so everything just kind of broke without checking on things constantly. Maybe just a hard reset is what's needed. Let's just get rid of all of this. Yeah, all of this. The lava blocks can be replaced. Whether or not this actually fixes everything, I'm not sure. Probably just gotta mess with the time a little bit. Oh, we discovered quartz? Where? Oh, because we put the things there. I forgot we put the things there. So the sand and time made quartz. So it makes me wonder what the effect is of a colored block with all of that. And then of course things got broken here very quickly, and it didn't take long for all of this to break again. We just need more sand, a little bit of time, and then a colored block, which actually doesn't have a value right now. Oh, it's got its own property. Quartz blocks can be any color. Just add any block to your recipe and the resulting quartz block will take its color. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was gonna stay quartz or if it was gonna turn into a new mineral. So if we add, say, a coal block to the mix, because that is black, pass it all through, and then the block that we get is black quartz. Oh, okay, I actually like this. That looks very cool, very shiny. And that marks the end of the refined elements. So there's just the exotic elements and then the unique one, which is all of the antimatter blocks. Now you are silver, blue fire, and coal. Oh, and it's yellow? Okay, this has to be gold. I was thinking that there was 2 recipes here, similar to the silver one, but I guess the silver is used to make something else. And I think we sold the silver. Okay, well, it's time to use the blue fire again. So we're just taking what we got. We get silver again, and then we run this again. So those together make gold. Easy enough. And it's worth 180, very nice. And then the last thing, move a silver block for a whole clock turn without an interruption. But it's also pretty easy to do. We just set up a whole ring of conveyors for it to move around. So now it can spend its time running around on here and pretending it's in Baby Park or whatever that track is. So it has to move for a whole clock turn. Oh, and then it becomes Quicksilver. That's honestly so dumb. And then the unique one is all that's left, 9 antimatter blocks in a square. So now it's time for us to create a couple entropies, of which we have 1 antimatter right now, so we just need 8 more, so we need 16 entropies, goodness. But you know what, we can just harvest the yellow fire blocks because those also count as energy. So it's still relatively easy, just takes a little bit more process. So there's 2 entropies here. Okay, after a little bit of finagling, I think we have the system working actually. The electricity was getting caught here, so I decided to just put in more pushers that detect electricity at all these levels, and then move them over here, where we have another steam generator that is keeping everything together in place thanks to conveyor belts and walls. So now when the steam is made, it all gets combined into entropies, and then we have an automated entropy creator. And I decided to just give them a whole conveyor belt around because it looked fun. And we have a puller here that is a lot of fun. It's the same color as the entropy, so I guess it works out, but that also like fixed everything that was going wrong here. Now I have no idea how many entropies there are, but it's time to activate a star shower just so we can get a few more of these things. But they also do have to wait because I guess they don't diagonal very well. So I guess once the entropy starts getting backed up, that should be enough. And then we can put the electricity blocks back to selling mode, unless we need them for something else, which I don't think we do because the only other things that we need are the light and dark, which needs magic. Okay, now the entropy is almost getting backed up. We're just about full in the conveyor belt here. There's only a few more spots that can be filled in. So we're about to have a full conveyor of entropy. This is honestly really satisfying. Okay, now that that's full, let's go ahead and swap things around here. I'm glad we got that figured out though, because the electricity was getting caught in a few different spots here. So it's like, you know, just clear it at all levels. Now we could count all this here, but I'm pretty sure this is 16. But now we could try setting up an automated thing for ether to make magic. Let's start it low over here. Also, as you zoom out, it reduces to the, I don't even know what these are, alchemical symbols. So that's cool. Down here should be enough room for it to turn into ether. It goes up and it turns into ether, and then it gets caught by the conveyor. Okay, good. Now we need something else to become white blocks and dark blocks. 2 different ones, in fact, which I think means we're gonna set up yet another loop. Whoops, not like that. And then we can set up a couple of pullers. So this one here can be if it is ether, and then another one can be for if it is the color white. And then same one for if it's black. I'm not sure we'll be able to get all of the different color makers in here, but we can see what we can do. Now it's difficult because coal is the only basic thing that is black. The other thing is oil, and that is the one that gets clogged up. Otherwise, I guess there is void blocks, which we were able to make without sacrificing the antimatter block, so maybe you could become a little bit of a farm. Although where the block is now, which is kind of by accident, it is in the path of the steam here, so if the steam hits the antimatter block, will it turn into void? Hey, it will! That makes it easy. Let's just put a puller here for color black, and then that can pull it there, and then you can pull it there, which we still need conveyors here. But that should solve that issue. And then for the steam machine, we just duplicate it, and if it can't pause, then it should be able to, yes, continue, turn into ether, and then move on its way. So now we have a whole bunch of void happening over here, which is fine.
A few moments later.
Okay, so after setting up a factory for recipes that don't exist, we don't talk about it, we should have an automated system for creating magic over here. We get some steam being created that will fly up over here. Some of it gets turned into void, while the rest gets turned into ether. And then as it makes its way over here, it gets pulled by this puller here, and there we make magic. And that's actually timed out very well. I was worried it would be a little bit late, but now we have magic carrying through over here as this is getting backed up, but that's because the magic isn't here yet. So we just have to keep this nice and clear, at least until magic can get over here. So hopefully this doesn't back up too much. But we also need air happening over here, which I don't know why there's a polar. We could easily just do this with an air generator. And there we have light being made. And dark, yes! Now we need those in 2 entropies to make the antimatter, which should be easy to do since we have so many of them. And then a combiner, and hopefully these are able to work well enough here to just continue up to the combiner like so. Whoops. And then out the other side, we'll have antimatter, which I wonder if we could just have them wrap around in a 3x3 formation here. In a weird snake pattern, but if it all collects right here, then that should be enough. I feel like I know where this is going with the antimatter, but I want to see it in action. And we forgot to put a conveyor down right below the darkness there, but that actually should work out. Hopefully. It looks like the void got blocked here, which is unfortunate, but there's the antimatter being made. Yes! Oh, this is working. With a little bit of a hiccup, a lot of hiccup. What went wrong? You know what? I don't even care to try and fix it up the chain. We're just going to continue making this stuff as it is. So there's, oh, I forgot that the conveyor belts like to move things 1 extra tile. But that should work there. And now we're making all, well, we were making all of them, but it's just a few little things to get everything in place. Light and darkness, they are being made. Okay, I think that fixed it. Well, that didn't fix it. The void is happening a little fast, but that's okay. There goes more antimatter and more entropies, which I guess we could fix the thing here to make continuous entropies, but we don't need to. We only need a couple more antimatters, and they are all collecting very beautifully in that 3x3 pattern. Just need a few more, and of course it gets packed up right as we're nearing the end of this. And that is a lot of magics packed up right there, wow. But that should be the last one. Yes, yes, this is the last one. I don't even care about you guys anymore. Just sit there, look pretty. Oh, we're about to see what this makes with 3x3 of antimatter. I'm amazed we were able to sort of automate that more or less. Here we go, last one goes in place. And there we get, oh, a black hole. Yes. It also deleted the tracks, but you know what? That is fine. That is the unique element. Weightless, unique, can only be made once. Interesting. It also has a value of 0. How can black holes be worthless? You can only make another one if the first copy is transformed, destroyed, or removed. Legend has it that unique blocks can be made to something truly special. Wait, what do you mean by that? Recipes that use this? No recipes use this, unless it can be made by something else in the future, because this is only a demo, but look at our factory that we made with everything going on, with some weird bugs in the system here and there. At least everything up here works fine, it's just down here where things get weird. Can we drag this black hole places and then just delete things? Like, supposing we stuck it here next to the combiner here, it actually doesn't let us put it there. Next to the machines. What about next to the elements? It can go there, and then whoop, there it goes, into the black hole. Can we just feed things into the black hole constantly? Maybe we could do that. Since everything works out like that to put things in there, let's have the black hole just sit right here. So we just endlessly feed the black hole. Oh, this is a bad idea, I feel like. But it is kind of like its own garbage system. Hopefully the other blocks don't mind. It doesn't seem like they have a choice. The whole process to get there was a lot of fun, actually. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. So if you guys wanted to see more of Factory, I think that's the easiest way to say it, when the game fully releases, then be sure to let me know. Thank you for watching, and sub to Intern. And I would like to thank the channel members, including Bread, Corby Farm, Dakota, Donamoto, Deviant X, Ancient Elixir, Matthew, Hateful Harold, Peggy Sue, Drupalong, Lily Bites, The Miner Within, DeGarity, Sands, V, Killer Squad, Mousy Mouse, Nicholas, Igor Shradi, McKenna Chan, and Liam.